Hi, this is Paul Tappenden, and I've just got back from a foraging trip where I was able to gather a lot of milkweed. It's in its very young stages right now, so it's perfect for just picking the shoots. So I gathered a whole bunch of shoots, and what I've been doing here is to take the leaves off them, strip them of the leaves, so that they now look like pieces of asparagus. And I should probably cook them in a similar fashion to ordinary asparagus. So I've already taken the leaves off of half of these, and I'm just going to finish taking the leaves off the rest. It's just a matter of working your way up the stem, breaking them off and putting them into a separate container. You can leave the top few leaves on. You don't need to try to take everything off. Once you've stripped all the leaves from the stalks, you can do any number of things with these. You can eat them raw. You can steam them and eat them like asparagus. You can chop them up and use them in soups or in any kind of dish really. But one of my favourite ways of doing this is to turn them into what we call seaweed noodles. Now I'll show you what this entails. You start right underneath the top, and you just strip all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Just keep on one after another so you get nice long narrow slices. And then you take all of these slices and you put them together in the bowl. And what's left over, you can try flipping it. You can get a little bit more off that way. Now don't throw anything away with this. Whatever's left over, keep it on one side and we'll use it in another dish. So here I have my bowl of shredded milkweed. And the next thing I'm going to do is to parboil it. Here's a pot of water that I have on the stove. It's just about coming to a boil now. So I'm going to drop my seaweed noodles, as we call them, into the pot. What I want to do is to take some of the stringiness out of them and make them more tender. So this is a good way to do it. Now even with boiling them for about 3 minutes, they're still going to be a little chewy and have a texture very similar to seaweed, which is why we call them seaweed in the first place. And of course they're very noodle-like. So here are our seaweed noodles. Now we need to turn them into a tasty dish. So we have our milkweed noodles here, already cooked and cooling down. So the next thing we need to do is to make some sauce to go over it. Now this is just a standard Asian dipping sauce. Now I'm no expert at these things. I'm just going to make this thing the way that I would make it for myself. So by all means let me know if I'm doing something wildly wrong. So I'm going to start off with fish sauce, and I'm going to put just a tablespoon of fish sauce in here. Then the same with the vinegar. Put some vinegar in there, and again about a tablespoon. Now I don't know if this is going to work out or not. We'll just have to taste it and see. Get some soy sauce here, light soy sauce, and put a tablespoon of that in there. And then I'm going to sweeten it with some honey. And I think just like a teaspoon of honey should be ample, more than ample. Now the toughest part about this, of course, is getting the honey to dissolve in the rest of the liquid, and that takes a little bit of encouragement, unless you're going to be heating it, but of course we're not going to be doing that with this. That tastes good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now then is to put some of this sauce over the noodles. And then, as a final touch, I've toasted up some sesame seeds. And I'm going to put those over the top. Actually, I'll mix some in too. So I'll just put these on Mix it up a little bit, and then finally sprinkle some over the very top. So this is Asian milkweed noodles. You have to try it. It's delicious.